They'll tell you it's just age, that your body is slowing down because you've crossed some invisible line called 60. They'll say it's natural for things down there to stop working the way they used to. But I'm here to tell you, they're wrong. It's not your age. It's your breakfast. That quiet little moment, 10 minutes after you wake up, could be the very reason you're waking up with less and less energy, less circulation, and less confidence where it matters most. You see, there's a morning mistake nearly 9 out of 10 men over 60 make every single day, and they don't even realize it. Some skip breakfast entirely, just grab a coffee and go. Others might grab a slice of toast or sugary cereal, thinking it's harmless. But the truth is, that small decision is shutting down blood flow to your pelvis, slowly and silently. Why does this matter? Because in the first hour after waking, your body is in what I call circulatory reset mode. Your vessels are most responsive. Your testosterone wants to rise, and your deep pelvic muscles, the ones responsible for erections, bladder control, and even balance, are literally starving for the right fuel. Fuel they're not getting from black coffee and white bread. Now here's the good news. The fix is simple. It's not in a pill or a prescription. It's already in your kitchen. You just haven't been using it the right way yet. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful breakfast foods that reignite blood flow, restore masculine confidence, and bring life back to the lower half of your body naturally. And yes, food number 3 works shockingly fast. You might even feel it in less than a week. If you've ever skipped breakfast or just relied on toast and coffee, do me a favor, type yes in the comments. And if you want to rebuild your mornings and your manhood at the same time, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. You know what always amazes me? That something as simple, as ordinary, as familiar as an egg could hold the power to change the way a man feels about himself, not just physically, but emotionally. Because when blood stops flowing the way it used to, when your mornings start to feel flat, when you look in the mirror and something just feels gone, it's more than just biology. It's identity. And here's the truth. The answer isn't hidden in some exotic supplement or expensive procedure. It's been sitting quietly in your fridge all along. The humble whole egg. Now I know what you might be thinking. But doc, eggs? Really? I thought those were bad for my cholesterol. And you're right, eggs did get a bad rap back in the day, but that was based on outdated science. Today, we know the cholesterol in food isn't what raises the dangerous kind in your blood. In fact, if you're a man over 60 and you're not eating whole eggs regularly, especially the yolk, you're missing one of the most powerful tools for restoring circulation to your lower body. You see, the yolk, that golden center, is packed with vitamin D, B12, choline, and leucine. And leucine in particular is a powerhouse. It's an amino acid that triggers muscle repair, including the deep, often overlooked muscles of your pelvic floor. These are the same muscles that support erections, that keep your bladder under control, and give you stability when you stand, sit, or step out of bed in the morning. And let me tell you about Richard. He was 67, and he walked into my office with a look I'll never forget. Tired, defeated. And he said, "Dr. Mariah, it's been 2 years. Nothing's happening down there. The factory's closed." I looked him in the eye and told him what I'm telling you now. "Richard, forget everything else for a few weeks. Don't worry about changing your whole diet. Just do one thing. Start every morning with 2 whole eggs. Boiled, scrambled, doesn't matter, just eat them." He kind of chuckled. I could see he didn't believe me. But 3 weeks later, my phone rang. It was Richard. And this time, his voice was different. It was lighter, energized. He practically shouted, "Doc, I don't know what you did, but I woke up this morning feeling 40 again. Now, was it magic? No. It was the right nutrients delivered at the right time consistently. That's the part most men miss. We underestimate the power of small choices repeated daily. But those choices, especially in the morning, shape everything. It's not just about strength and circulation, it's about how you carry yourself. It's about waking up with energy, walking with balance, and feeling connected to your own body again. And that starts with something as small and as mighty as an egg. So tomorrow morning, when you open the fridge, don't overlook what's been there all along. Don't skip the yolk. That's where the magic is. And if you're still unsure, here's a simple way to think about it. The more you feed your muscles, the more they'll support you. The more you support them, the more they'll give back. Now, we've talked about strength and circulation, but what about your arteries? What about the actual roads your blood has to travel through? Because if those are clogged, stiff, or inflamed, it won't matter how strong your muscles are. You need both. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. In a warm bowl that works like a gentle cleaner for your entire circulatory system. Let's talk about breakfast number 2 and why it might just be the simplest upgrade you've ever made. Let me ask you something simple. If your blood is the vehicle of life, then what are your arteries? They're the roads. And no matter how strong your engine is, if the roads are blocked, cracked, or narrowed, nothing gets through. That's why so many men over 60 feel like they're slowing down, not because the body is failing, but because the blood can't get where it needs to go. And here's where breakfast comes in, again. Because what you eat first thing in the morning doesn't just give you energy, it tells your arteries how to behave for the rest of the day. So if you want those roads open, smooth, and flexible, there's one meal I've recommended to hundreds of men over the years. It's simple, it's warm, it's surprisingly powerful. A bowl of old-fashioned oatmeal with chia seeds. Now, I know, it doesn't sound groundbreaking, but the science behind it, that's where the magic is. Oatmeal is packed with something called beta-glucan, a type of fiber that acts like a gentle broom, sweeping away the cholesterol and plaque that slow your blood down. It helps reduce LDL cholesterol, clear your arterial walls, and even improve the elasticity of your blood vessels, especially the ones that lead to your pelvis. And then there's chia seeds, tiny little seeds that pack a massive punch. They're full of omega-3s, magnesium, and potassium. These are the nutrients that help relax your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and allow blood to flow more freely, especially to those lower regions that tend to get neglected as we age. Let me tell you about Henry. Henry came to me a few months after retirement. He was stiff, low energy, and embarrassed to admit intimacy had become difficult. Not just physically, but emotionally. He told me he used to feel like a man. Now he just felt tired. We didn't start with pills or hormone treatments. I simply asked him to swap his sugary breakfast cereal, the kind with the cartoon on the box, for warm oatmeal, chia seeds, some blueberries, and a pinch of cinnamon. 2 weeks later, he called me. "Doc," he laughed, "I didn't think a bowl of oatmeal could do this. My legs feel lighter, I'm sleeping better, and, well, let's just say my wife's been smiling a lot more lately." Here's the thing. We underestimate breakfast because it's ordinary. But the ordinary things done right, over time, create extraordinary changes. So here's your simple lesson. You don't need to fix everything overnight. You just need to open the roads, gently, consistently, and let your body do what it's built to do. Tomorrow morning, skip the sugary junk. Make a small shift, a warm bowl, a handful of seeds. It's not just fuel, it's a signal to your body, I'm ready to flow again. Now, we've opened the roads, and rebuilt the muscles. But what if I told you there's one fruit, something most people only eat in summer, that naturally triggers the same biochemical process as the most popular ED drugs on the market? And you don't need a prescription to get it. Let's talk about watermelon. Not just a snack, but your secret weapon for bringing vitality back to life where it matters most. Now that we've talked about opening your arteries with oatmeal, let's talk about sending blood exactly where it needs to go. Because muscles are one thing, roads are another. But at the end of the day, circulation is about delivery. And there's one fruit that helps make that delivery faster, cleaner, and shockingly effective. It's sweet, it's refreshing, and most men completely overlook it. Watermelon. Yeah, you heard me right. That big, red, juicy fruit you probably only eat at cookouts or on a hot summer day. But watermelon, when eaten the right way, is one of nature's most underrated tools for male performance and blood flow. Here's why. Watermelon is loaded with an amino acid called L-citrulline. When you eat it, your body converts it into L-arginine, which then converts into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, that's the magic key. It relaxes and widens your blood vessels, letting more oxygen-rich blood flow through, especially to your lower body. Now here's the wild part. This is the exact same biochemical pathway used by most prescription ED drugs. But instead of taking a pill with side effects, you're fueling your body with real food that works with your biology, not against it. Let me tell you about my friend Bill. When I first told Bill to eat watermelon in the morning, he burst out laughing. "Doc, you want me to eat picnic food for breakfast?" I smiled and told him, "Just try it. A couple slices on an empty stomach every morning for 2 weeks." 2 weeks later, I get a call. "Doc, I don't know if it's the watermelon or the fact that I'm finally eating breakfast, but something's waking up downstairs." We both laughed, but I knew exactly what was happening. His blood vessels were opening, his circulation was improving, and his body was finally doing what it was always meant to do without the crutch of a little blue pill. Now, if you want to try this, here are 2 simple tips. Eat watermelon on an empty stomach, preferably before your main breakfast. Just 2 or 3 slices is enough. Don't throw away the white rind. That's where the highest concentration of L-citrulline is found. You can blend it into a smoothie or just chew it. It's not sweet, but your circulation will thank you. And yes, if you're diabetic or watching your blood sugar, be mindful of portion size. Natural sugar is still sugar, and moderation matters. But compared to the alternatives, watermelon is about as close to a side effect-free circulation booster as it gets. So what's the real lesson here? Sometimes the most powerful solutions are the ones that look the least like medicine. They're the foods you've known your whole life, but never realized how to use. And tomorrow morning, instead of starting your day empty or relying on caffeine, you could be waking up to real circulation, real energy, and real confidence, starting with just a slice. But we're not done yet, because while muscles, arteries, and nitric oxide are all critical, there's one more piece of the puzzle that most men forget: minerals. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body wakes up dehydrated, your blood vessels need help stabilizing, and your muscles, including the ones below the belt, need clean, slow-burning energy. That's where the most surprising food of all comes in. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but it's the stabilizer that pulls everything together. Let me show you how a humble, sweet potato paired with a pinch of natural salt can set the stage
for your best day and your best self yet.
By now, we've talked about fueling your muscles with eggs, cleaning out your arteries with oats, and boosting your blood flow with watermelon. But there's one more element that ties it all together, and most men never even think about it: minerals. And more importantly, the minerals your body loses overnight while you sleep. You see, after 7 or 8 hours without food or water, your system wakes up a little empty. Your blood vessels may be dry, tight. Your muscles may feel stiff or heavy. And your nerves, the ones responsible for sensation and coordination, they're slower to respond. That's why so many men over 60 describe mornings as sluggish. The legs feel like sandbags. The lower body feels disconnected, and getting out of bed is more of a process than it used to be. Now, I want you to imagine this. Instead of reaching for caffeine or sugar to jolt your body into motion, what if you gave it what it's really asking for? Clean carbs, real minerals, and steady energy. And you can get all of that from one simple thing: half a steamed sweet potato with a pinch of Celtic sea salt. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but trust me, this combination is powerful. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates. They don't spike your blood sugar like white bread or juice. Instead, they deliver clean-burning energy that restores glycogen, the natural fuel your muscles crave, especially in your hips, legs, and pelvic floor. Now, when you add Celtic salt, not table salt, but mineral-rich sea salt, you're giving your body over 80 trace minerals it needs to retain water, regulate nerve signals, and stabilize blood pressure naturally. This combo doesn't just wake you up, it grounds you. Let me share a story with you. Thomas came to see me at 70. He'd tried it all: stretches, massages, even meds. But every morning, he woke up with heavy legs and a dull ache in his groin. He said, "Doc, sometimes I lean on the dresser just to stand up." I suggested something almost embarrassingly simple. Before anything else, just try this: half a steamed sweet potato, a sprinkle of Celtic sea salt, and a glass of warm water. Every morning, 3 days. And on the third morning, Thomas called me. "Doc, I don't know what's happening, but I'm not leaning anymore. My legs feel lighter. My groin doesn't ache. It's like my body remembered how to stand again." He laughed, but I could hear it in his voice. He felt strong again and steady. So here's the takeaway. Sometimes the solution isn't sexy. It's not sold in a shiny bottle. It's real food that speaks your body's language. Because what your body needs first thing in the morning isn't complicated. It's balance. It's minerals. It's something familiar that says, "We're safe. Let's move." If you're someone who wakes up with stiffness, fatigue, or low circulation, don't overlook this. And if you don't have Celtic salt, you can use pink Himalayan salt or Redmond's real salt as alternatives. Just avoid highly processed white table salt. It's stripped of almost everything your body actually needs. Oh, and if you have kidney issues or are on a low sodium plan, make sure to check with your provider before adding mineral salts daily. Always work with your body, not against it. Now, we've gone through 5 powerful breakfast foods. And if you've made it this far, that tells me something important. You care. You're not coasting. You're still in the fight. But knowledge without action means nothing. And in the next section, I'm going to show you exactly how to bring it all together. No guesswork, no overwhelm, just a simple 60-second morning routine that could change how you feel starting tomorrow. Let's finish strong. You've made it all the way here. And that tells me something important. You're not just watching, you're listening. You're ready, not just to learn, but to change.
Because when it comes to rebuilding strength, circulation, and confidence after 60, it doesn't happen with big, dramatic overnight shifts. It happens with small, deliberate choices, especially in the first hour of your day. So, here's my question for you. What if tomorrow morning was the beginning of your second act? What if instead of rushing, skipping breakfast, or falling into old patterns, you gave your body what it's really asking for? Just for one day. Just to see what happens. That's where the 60-second ritual comes in. And no, it's not a fancy technique. You don't need a timer. You don't need to be perfect. All you need is to make one simple decision before your feet hit the floor tomorrow. Choose your first move. Pick just one of the 5 foods we've talked about. 2 whole eggs with the yolk. A warm bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds and cinnamon. A couple slices of watermelon, rind and all. Half a steamed sweet potato with a pinch of Celtic salt. Set it out the night before. Make it easy. No excuses. And when you wake up, follow through. Because this isn't just about food. It's about momentum. You're sending a message to your body and your mind. I'm still in control. I'm not done yet. Let me tell you about Alan. He was 73, retired, divorced, hadn't felt like himself in years. When I told him about this ritual, he said, "Doc, I've made too many bad habits to turn things around now." And I said, "Alan, this isn't about undoing your past. It's about taking the pen back and writing the next chapter." He started with 2 eggs and a glass of water every morning. Week 1, nothing dramatic. Week 2, more energy in his legs. Week 3, he was walking farther, laughing louder. And by week 4, he looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I feel like I'm back." That's what this is about. Because aging doesn't take your strength. It only takes what you're willing to surrender. And most of the time, what we give up isn't our muscles or hormones, it's our belief that we can still change. But you can. So here's your invitation. Start your 7-day morning reboot tomorrow. Pick one food, one action, one promise to yourself. And if you want to take it a step further, right after breakfast, just move for 3 minutes. Walk around your home, do a few light stretches, roll your shoulders, breathe deeply. Movement amplifies everything. Because when food and motion come together, your blood flows, your nerves wake up, and that quiet power inside you starts to return. And if you're thinking, "It's too late for me," let me leave you with this. The moment you start caring again, even just a little, is the moment your story starts to change. If this message spoke to you, hit that like button, share it with a friend or brother, and drop a "Let's go" in the comments so I know you're ready to begin. This isn't the end. It's breakfast, and it's just the beginning.